We can refresh. That'll help.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Wednesday? Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday. It's Thursday. I've had my days mixed up for quite some time. I thought that yesterday was Tuesday, so I thought, of course, that today was Wednesday. But that's okay. We're here now. It's Thursday, guys, and Tanner and Courtney are away. They're going to Mexico, but me and Becca are here holding down the ship. So
We'd rather be here.
we would rather be here, as Becca says. So, hello everyone. Let us know where you're visiting from, what you guys have got going on. We are making a project that if you guys are OGs, not really OGs, if you've been with us for a few months, you'll remember this guy from the Farmhouse collection release back in October. But we were so focused on our amazing Christmas stuff, we kind of had to keep these on the DL until after Christmas, and now we're debuting them and showing them, and they're gorgeous. So I got to pull this guy out. There's a little bit of hot glue on there. Whoopsie daisy. But he's adorable. So I'm going to teach you guys how to stain this beautiful wood piece, where you guys can get yours. And I'm going to just show you a bunch of little tips and tricks today. And we are in beginner season. So if you guys have just got a Cricut, let us know that. Say, hi, I'm a beginner. If this is your first live, welcome. We absolutely love our little Cricut beginners here, so ask all your questions. This is a perfect time to during lives, so definitely ask any and all questions you have about the membership, about the projects, anything like that. And speaking of the membership, today, guys, is the last day of the sale. I am honored to be able to promote the last day of the sale for you guys. So as Becca pops that link into the comments for you all, just remember that if you are not already a member, or if you are a yearly member and you want to go ahead and renew that membership or get a brand new one, it is $40 off, and today is the last day. This is the last time you will see a sale like this until Black Friday of 2020. So if you guys have just gotten your Cricut and you are ready to level up that crafting, then this is the exact way to do that. Our membership is designed to help you guys become better crafters, and our membership works with all types of machines, not just the Cricut, but the Silhouette Cameos, the Brother Scan and Cut, really any machine that works with SVG and PNG cut files. So continue to ask those questions. Let us know what you guys have got going on. We'll just kind of slowly go into the project. We're going to slow things down through January and February to make sure that all of our awesome beginners have time to learn and ask their questions. So these next few live streams for the next month or so will be a little more basic, but still great projects. So guys, what's going on, Becca? How many do we have already with us?
We have 100 watching now on YouTube.
Hi, guys.
And Megan, I think it was Megan, the comment was up here. It was really funny. Where was it? Anyway, she said, Mexico, ? I smell engagement.
Listen.
Let's all hope.
Let's all just cross our fingers. I'm sure Courtney's crossing her fingers, too. You never know what Tanner has up his sleeve. I have no idea what's going on in his mind, and you never know.
I don't think he knows.
I don't think he knows what's going on in his mind. I
Poor
really
Court.
don't. I know. Listen, she's along for the ride. She is one of the most go-with-the-flow people I have ever met, and thank goodness for that.
Someone said, I love watching, but I mostly stop by so I can hear your accent. Love it.
Thanks. You know, whenever people tell me that, I say, I don't really have that much of an accent, but I know that I do. When I went to Utah with Tanner for Snap Conference in, I think it was 2017 or I don't think it was 2018. I think it was in 2017. I would say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. And for some reason, my slang came out with those words, and everybody just was cracking up at me. And I went to my hotel room and I said, Tanner, everybody's laughing at me for my accent that I didn't think that I had. Okay, I think I saw a question. Miss Carol said, I have a scrap of iron-on holographic sparkle. Am I crazy to use it on a glass that I want to make? Oh, so you're wanting to iron on glass? Ooh. I have ironed on a stainless steel tumbler before, Miss Carol. I have never ironed on glass. I don't know how that would work. I would be very afraid of heating that glass up too much. They say when you get like granite countertops in your kitchen and you're baking a lot, if you take like a glass casserole dish out of your oven and you lay it on that granite, that cold can bust that glass. And I feel like it'd be the same way reversed. So just be careful. You really don't want to bust your glass or anything like that. Becca, have you ironed on glass?
No, but I kind of want to try it. I mean, we'll just get like a cheap glass or something so we can answer that question.
I'm happy. You guys know I'm the comparison queen. I'm happy to compare, contrast, whatever you guys want me to. But yeah. Yeah, I think Sally says, I'm brand new to Cricut, just tuned in by accident, just bought my Cricut 4. Sally, do you mean Cameo 4? Because the new Cameo 4 did come out, but there's not a Cricut 4 that I've ever heard of. There's a Cricut Maker, that's the newest model. Let me know, Sally. Either way, welcome. I hope that you learned so much from here.
Lucian said, I had an Easy Press for Christmas and I haven't had a chance to get it out of the box yet. So desperate to get it out, but I don't know what to make. You could make this project.
You could. You could make a ton of different projects.
Yeah.
This is a great one. A lot of people are scared to iron on wood. So that is kind of the focus of today's, is to show you guys to iron on wood and maybe give you guys some tips and tricks that we've picked up ironing on wood. And we probably use iron on 80% of our crafting endeavors here at Maker's Gonna Learn. So needless to say, we're very comfortable with it. But for this particular project, we're going to be ironing on wood. Wanda says, can you iron on paper on wood? So Wanda, you can't iron on paper because paper really doesn't stick to anything. We're using HTV, which is heat transfer vinyl, on wood. You can iron on paper. You can do that. We have done that, but I'm not really sure what your question is. But definitely ask any and all questions you have, and Becca will be sure to answer them herself. Ask me, whatever the flow is like. But for this project today, I'll go through the supplies and then we'll jump into design space. And you guys feel free to ask your questions all throughout the video. Can I iron on painted wood? You absolutely can. You can iron on painted wood, stained wood, finished wood, unfinished wood. You just got to be careful with a couple things. But yeah, you can absolutely iron on it. The one thing I would say about painted wood is make sure you let that paint dry for 3 days. Let it dry for a long time. You don't want that wet, tacky in any way. You want that paint staying where it's at.
Valerie said, I'm looking to buy a Cricut machine. Would you recommend the Maker over the Explorer Air? And that's a good question. We love our Maker. We do. But we do so many things with it that we really need the Maker because it does do a few things that the Explorer Air doesn't. So my question is, what exactly are you wanting to make with your die cut machine? Because that will really kind of decide which one is better for you.
For sure. I mean, if you don't want to be cutting a lot of fabric, felt, if you don't want to be cutting any wood, anything like that, any chipboard, basswood, balsa wood, if you don't want to engrave, if you don't want to do anything like that, just get yourself an Explorer Air, Explorer Air 2. That way you can make all the cards and t-shirts you want. You can cut anything with a fine point blade or deep cut blade, which you're not very limited with those options. So the Maker is good for that adaptive tool system if you want to kind of expand your crafting, I guess, and see what there is to see there. It is an investment just like everything is. And I think it's like an extra $100 to get the to get the Maker over the Explorer Air 2. So it is definitely an investment, but there is a lot of perks to it. So it, just like Becca said, it definitely depends on what kind of crafting you're doing. If you're not interested in cutting anything wild like that, there's no need to grab one.
Are there new fonts coming out today?
Nope.
Not today.
I think it's the Thursday after next. Our fonts are always the third Thursday of the month, but guys, we've got some super cute ones, so I'm really excited about that.
Trudy wants to know if we ever do sewing projects.
So Trudy, our sewing gal is Courtney. Becca does sew too, but Courtney, I guess, has a big past sewing. Like, she has already made a lot of sewing things, but it's not all Maker's Gonna Learn. We actually have another blog called A Little Craft in Your Day. That's where I worked for 2 years over on A Little Craft in Your Day, and that is where Courtney has a ton of sewing content. So there's a little category over there that you can go on there and look at all that sewing stuff. Diane says, does the deep cut blade fit both Explorer Air 2 and Maker? Yes, ma'am, it absolutely does. So the adaptive tools are just like the rotary blade, the engraving tool, the Cricut knife blade, the scoring tool, scoring wheels. But yeah, the Explorer Air and Explorer Air 2 and the Maker all take the fine point blade and the deep cut blade. So that's a great question. Okay, I'm going to start with my materials now. Ask all your questions. You guys have already asked some great ones.
Very good questions.
Yes, very good questions for today. So we're using these beautiful wood rounds. These are 12 inches, and I forgot to get the Amazon link for these, so nobody kill me. I will add it after the video. After it's up, I'll add it tomorrow, I promise. But I think they came in like a pack of 4, but they're super thin, as you can see. And guys, I did not know how beautiful, how good these were going to be until I bought them. They are so smooth, they are beautiful, and they take this stain magically, okay? They leave just enough of the wood look for us, and it's a beautiful finish. So I do really, really love these, really recommend these. So I see Becca searching for them. Maybe she's found them.
Forever ago though, right? Because if you did it in October.
It was forever ago. So I will find this link for you guys and drop it in the comments or in the description below tomorrow. So sorry I didn't do that before live. I wasn't even thinking about it. So this is what we're going to use today. And this is already sanded and finished. And one of the biggest tips that I tell you guys about ironing on wood is to make sure that you get the flat, smooth wood. So really, this was a gamble for us to buy online because I usually like to go in the craft stores and really feel of my wood. It sounds crazy. At Hobby Lobby, there is a brand called Walnut Hollow, and they have gorgeous pieces of wood. They're all finished. They're not jagged on the edges or anything like that. And if you do buy some wood, or let's say you reclaim some wood for somewhere and it's a little rough, get a sander or a sanding block and sand it down until it is how you want it. Make sure you take a paper towel and get all that sawdust off of it and things like that. But you want a really flat, smooth piece of wood. You don't want it to be bowing or anything like that, or too rough. You do have to be very particular when ironing on wood. But it totally can be done, and we absolutely love the look of ironing on wood because wood is kind of like that weird thing where adhesive vinyl doesn't stick amazing, and iron on vinyl is scary. So you really have to be comfortable with all the materials to be able to use them to the best of your ability. So this is one of those projects that we want to make you guys comfortable with so that you feel like you could tackle this right after the live stream. So a good flat piece of wood that's not bowed or anything like that, that's super smooth, is exactly what you want to use. Now, if you want it a little rougher, you can get it a little rougher, but you're just going to have to use the baby and be very particular with where you put that heat and things like that, because we've had several fails with wood and HTV because it's technically not recommended. So we are using those today. Then guys, if I even stopped and covered this up and said what kind of stain are we using, I know that you guys would know because we use the same stain every time. This is our Minwax Jacobin. We absolutely love this stain. It is gorgeous. We haven't even used half of this, so we've had it for years and years. That's just how much these stains last. You think you're not getting a lot of bang for your buck. I think it's like $15 to $17 for, what is it, a quart? 32 ounces. But you are, guys. We're going to lose it before we use it all. That's guaranteed. And then along with that, you guys can use either like a staining cloth or like a t-shirt rag or even a paper towel for something this small. It just depends on what you want to do. I think t-shirt rags work effortlessly with this. And then also gloves, guys. I don't like stained hands, so I'm going to be wearing gloves today, just little vinyl gloves. And then we have some little pieces of paper just to put under there to protect our work surface. We also have a hot glue gun, the baby easy press, a Cricut weeder tool, and a baby little hammer because we use these to make sure that our stains are back where they should be, their caps are on, because a lot of us go through there, guys, and we just start shaking this guy up to make sure that he's shook up, and sometimes the caps aren't on there and it gets bad. So we're definitely doing that. We have the easy press mat, and then these adorable little vine garlands that we found from Hobby Lobby for only $3. And I'm just going to tell you, these guys are in two different sections. They are in like the craft section with the party decor, and they're also in a different packaging in the his and hers wedding section. You guys can find that his and hers wedding section 50% off all the time. So definitely go over there and look for it before you go to the party section, because that is not on sale near as much. Okay, Becca, what have I missed?
That's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. You guys, ask all the questions you have. We are here to ask questions, and I love answering them. If there's any beginners out there, welcome. We're so excited to have you. If I'm going too fast, say, Rachel, slow down, especially in design space and things like that. When you're getting in the groove of it, it's so easy to go a little faster. So let me know if you guys want me to repeat anything, whatever I can do. What is the name of the wood stain? This is Minwax Jacobin. So we got this at our local you can get it at Lowe's, you get it at Home Depot, hardware store. I've actually found this stuff at Walmart too. Oh. So they have some of that at Walmart. They're just now getting it in. So that's super fun too. Something to think about. So that's all we have for supplies. If we don't have any other questions about that, we're just going to go ahead and go into Design Space. And I'm going to show you guys what we've got cooking over there. I notice I say that a lot about Design Space. Show you what you've got cooking. I do. I have things cooking over there.
That's all right.
That's all right. So we're going to go into Design Space, and here is like the finished one for you. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. One of my favorite tips, Pat says slow down. Pat, I'm a slowing down. Let me know if you need me to repeat anything. One of my favorite things is to have not only the finished size of the SVG in Design Space, but the finished project. Yeah, I said finished twice because I'm putting emphasis on it, because this circle that you see right here is not going to be cut by the Cricut. This is like a representation of our wood piece, but I want this here to be able to visualize, to be able to see how I want it to be. And the one thing that I haven't put in Design Space here is our little green vines, and that's because we just really need it to be a little like on the 1/4 of an inch over here. So that's all that we need that for. So I didn't really put that in here, but this is exactly what it's going to look like, and I'm going to show you guys where we found this cut file. So we found it over here, and it was called, let me try and find it here, it's down here. It was called Animal Stack, so you can see it down here at the bottom. Animal Stack is what it was called. That is a crazy name, I'm going to be real with you. So that's why I wanted to show you guys, because it took me a while to find it. I looked in the home decor section, and that's where I finally found it up here. So that is what that cut file is called. And if you want any videos on uploading a file into Design Space, we do have those on the channel for you guys.
And we just to know, how do you get to Design Space? So you need your web browser.
Yep.
Or if you're on an Android device or iOS device, then there is an app, Cricut Design Space.
Yeah. So it just depends on what platform you want to use. We've used our iPads a lot, our desktops, laptops, things like that. We're using a desktop today, so it is a... Where's my little mousey? Oh, there it is. I hid it from myself. I'm ridiculous. It just depends, but this particular Design Space is just a web browser. So you just go to design.cricut.com, and that's where we are right now.
Very cute design. I wonder what one would look like for vegans. The same. You just don't eat them.
Hey, that's true. You just don't eat them.
You admire them.
You admire them. Just know that they're little, just little animals stacked up there that you're not eating. Just admire them, just like Becca said. So we know that our round is 12 by 12. So I'm going to take all of these and scoot them over out of the way so that we can work here. So what I'm going to do is I've just popped this in Design Space. This is exactly how it was sized when I imported it. Now I'm going to go over here to my shapes, and this is over here on the left hand sidebar, and I'm going to grab a circle here. And now here's my circle, and there's several ways that you can do this. You guys can click this little unlock button down here if you want to change the size, if you want to like change the width and height and things like that, both together. Or if you want them to be even, then you just leave that locked and you can come up here, or you can drag it with these arrows. You can drag it with the arrows to the 12-inch mark, or you can go up here, up on the top here, and type in 12, and then it will automatically put it as 12 inches. So either way you want to do it. I like to say all the time, if it's like you're running a race, no matter how you run the race, as long as you get to the finish line the same way, then your journey is totally fine. So whether there's like 800 ways to do just about everything in Design Space. So you guys will totally find your groove and things like that. Oh, she was thinking about stacked veggies. That's funny. I love that. That is so clever. And just for visualization's sake, never going to say that again.
Hold on. Freeze for just a second.
Sure.
There was a comment that Web Design Space is going away and that Cricut is moving to the downloaded platform version, which is true. And Jennifer was asking what that meant. So you won't be able to access Design Space from a internet browser anymore. There will be like a downloadable, sort of like an app, but for your desktop computer. Mm-hmm. So you'll go click that instead of going to the web browser.
Yeah, and maybe there'll be less bugs that way.
I'm hoping so.
So
yeah.
I mean, really, change is good in this instance. And we have a question.
Yeah,
if I join, do what?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure I didn't miss one. If I join for the monthly plan, how much do I pay now? So let me tell you why you do not want to join for that monthly plan, guys. It's because we're having a sale right now, and it ends in 10 hours. But the sale is just for our yearly members. So our yearly members, aside from everything else that other members get, like our probably 1,700 cut files and our awesome printable guides and access to the members only Facebook group. Our yearly members also get over 250 fonts, and we have new fonts coming out every single month. You get a free commercial license, meaning that you guys can use the cut files and fonts that we have here to make projects and to sell those. So you can sell projects you make using our cut files and fonts, and that is very rare, guys. Usually these memberships have personal use licenses, meaning you can make them for friends and family and yourself, but you can't charge any money for them or sell them commercially or things like that. So now you guys can go to craft shows, to Facebook yard sales, you can get on Etsy, and you can sell what you make, which is amazing. And then there's 3 free e-courses that come with it, only for that yearly membership, teaching you guys how to master your machine, how to master design space, and how to build a business through die cutting. So that is great for beginners because you can learn your machine in the software. And then later on down the road, if you wanted to build that business, you could go and take that e-course and then use your free commercial license to do that, which is amazing. And guys, this is just another visual because you guys know I'm such a visual learner. You can see all of these scissors that you get being a yearly member that you do not get being a monthly or 6-month member. And guys, look at that price. It's going down and you get the most scissors here. So you're definitely getting the most of our perks for the least amount of money. And this is without our discount. So it's $40 off now. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can totally do that. There's some more breakdowns there, and we're going to go up and I'm going to show you guys how to get this. And you guys get everything with that yearly membership. We don't hold anything back from you. So you need to use that code.
The year membership with the $40 off is $151.88.
Correct.
So it's a one-time fee or one-time per year fee, which breaks it down to there it is, $12.65 a month.
$12.60. Yep. How much a day? How is it? Like
41.6 cents.
Something crazy. It's like 42 cents a day. Yeah, 42 cents a day to be able to craft, which is amazing. So if we just click this right here, it'll transfer you to our checkout page. And look at this price, guys. This is not the price that you guys are going to pay. And the sale ends today, so you have to take advantage of it in 10 hours. If you go over here, type in BEST, you'll have that coupon code be successfully applied, and then your price goes down to $151.88, and that is for 365 days of crafting. So that way you guys will be not only locked in to everything we already have now, but you'll be locked into all the fun to come for 365 days, which is a whole lot. We have courses, summits, videos, projects, cut files, fonts. We have so much here, full project tutorials for a lot of things for you guys, and it's amazing.
Pat said, I'm a member, but I can't find the tutorials. What tutorials are you talking about, Pat?
If you're talking
about the courses?
Yeah, are you talking about we got courses, summits? If you mean like the projects that we have a whole section of projects that of course is just for members, and it's just got everything that you need to know. And we have all of these little categories for you guys, and if we just view all here, you can see a ton of fall and Christmas and Halloween stuff that we have, but it's super fun over here for sure.
Hun Hoon, I don't know how they're saying it. Says I tried to join but it didn't work for me. That's too bad. If you are experiencing technical difficulties, I'm not sure what's going on your end, but just email our customer support, hi@makersgonnalearn.com, and they can help you. I'm sure sign up for the membership.
Absolutely. Sure. And if you've tried it and it didn't work, let us know what you're doing wrong if you're not entering in that coupon code. And if you are a member already, if you are a yearly member and you want to get in on this deal, because something I forgot to mention was that you also just happen to get grandfathered in at this price. So this is not a one-time price. This is your price forever. A lot of times we'll give you a coupon for your first year, but guys, you get grandfathered in on $12.65 a month, $151.88 per year. So you get that lockdown price every single year. So if you are not an existing member, go ahead and click that button and use the code BEST. If you are an existing member and you just want to go ahead and overlap your account, click this already existing member code and you'll see it right here. It's already $151.88, and this link is just for members that are already yearly members.
And if you are an existing member and you go ahead and purchase for the next year it's not like the next year starts today. So your first year will end at the normal time, and then the next one
when
will pick up.
when your membership goes to renew, it'll renew for the brand new low price.
Yeah, so if you bought last June, for instance, then your membership's not up till June, and then the next one at the lower price starts right after that.
And Miss Pat said she can't get to her courses. So, Miss Pat, if you're right here, just make sure that you are logged in for sure. And once you're logged in, go over here to your course category, and you should see your free courses right here. This one is one that Tanner bought on his account now, but these ones that you will have right here under your courses, completely free for those year members. And Miss Hoon, please just email customer service, because we are here to help you. We want to make sure that you are getting taken care of if that is really what you would like. So definitely email us and we will help you. So as long as Becca, have I missed any questions?
I don't think so.
You think I've caught up now? If you join this purchase, if you purchase new during this special, is it locked in for life? Deb, yes ma'am, it is locked in for life. Every year that you renew your membership, it will be renewed for that cheap price. And that is our Black Friday pricing still in January, guys. And this is the last day. You only have 10 more hours to take advantage of it. It does end today, and this is the last time you will see a discount like this until Black Friday. So
there was a question about a craft question. Oddly enough, on our crafting show.
Yeah.
Last night I put permanent vinyl with wording all around my chair rail in my living room. So my question, since I didn't do HGV, is do you think it will stay stuck? And my answer is yes, I think it will. As long as you don't have like paint that's peeling or children like mine who are picking at it constantly, it'll stay.
Yeah. And another good thing that I would like to note is I hope that you might have cleaned it before you did that, and that seems like a very general thing. So as long as you like wiped it down or cleaned it or something like that, vinyl will stick way better when it has been cleaned and there's no dust particles or dirt or oil from maybe your fingers or something like that built up on it. Just everything that would inhibit it from not sticking well. If you go ahead and wash it, wipe it down, we use rubbing alcohol a lot, then maybe that will help you out. So I hope it sticks for you though. All the hope in the world. And now back in Design Space, what we're going to do just for visualization's sake is we're going to go up here to colors, and we're just going to change this from this like grayish color to a brown, kind of like how we're staining it. And then we're going to take our cut file here, and you see how it wants to go behind the circle. That is so frustrating, and I totally understand your pain here because you're wanting to visualize it on here, but you can't see it. It's going behind it. So you'll go up here to the top and click Arrange. And up here on Arrange, you'll have some options here, and you can click Send to Front. And that will send this to your front here, to the front here. So now instead of measuring your circle, physically, and then kind of going in here and just sizing your cut file, your circle is on your canvas. So now you can just take this and size it the way you want it. So I'm going to change his color to white since we're going to be using a white iron-on for him as well. And now we can really get this size the way we want to. So just bring it up, size it the way you want it, and make sure you are thinking about leaving a little bit of room here for your greenery, because you definitely want some room there for that. So right now it's about 9.22 by 6 I can't read. It's too far away from me. But you can see the size we're wanting it here. So once you get it sized the way that you like it, can only see a little of your toolbar on top. Becca, do you have me on mouse or no mouse?
I have you on mouse.
I'm on mousey? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me switch this down there. Does that make it easier? Am I in the shot more? Someone said they can't see my toolbar. I don't know. Can you adjust your angle? Carol, I don't really know what you mean. Ooh.
Yeah, it's showing our toolbar. I wonder, do you have...
Maybe it's your screen.
Do you have
Maybe
it maximized on your screen? Do you need to scroll up on your screen, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. Oh, and Miss Hoon, let me know, did you get to the part where you entered in all your information and you clicked join? Because sometimes it will take you to a different page and you will have a membership, but it will not show up. So I really, really need you to email customer service, because I'm telling you this because I care about you. As many times as you try to join the membership, it could have charged your account. So definitely email us and we will help you. We will refund you all the other times that it did recharge you, if it did, and we can definitely help you on that. So let us know whatever your problem is and we will definitely help you out. Okay, so once you have your animals where you would like them, a great thing to do is to take all of this, okay, we're going to drag from the side here and drag both of our layers. That way you can see over here in the layers panel that both of these are selected. They're a little bit highlighted. So now we're going to go back up to that arrange tool, and right next to it is align. So you can click that align tool and we're going to click center, and I'm going to show you what's going to happen. So we click center. And I'm just going to be real with you. This looks off center to me. But this is Cricut telling us that this is centered. So what I usually do is after this, something like this happens and my eye is just drawn that it's way too wonky, I take my arrow keys and I just kind of go over a bit until I kind of like how it is. So just play with it a little, and again, this is for visualization purposes. So you'll have to resize this on your piece of wood as well, but it's just something that I definitely wanted to show you guys. So this is what it looks like. Once you have this size the way you want it, we're gonna go ahead and click make it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna erase this back piece because we don't need it anymore. So that is how big we want that one, and then we also have this guy here. We don't need him anymore, and I think I have another. Oh gosh, it's not going to scroll now. Oh, here it is. Okay. I have another one of these. And I wonder what's the size difference between these two. Not a whole lot. I'm just going to go with the smaller one just because I might make that a hair bigger. And now that you have this the way that you want it, we're just going to go ahead and click make it. But make sure that you erase those circles from the back because you don't need those anymore. They were just for visualization. So we are using HTV for this one. So if you guys are brand new, HTV is a little bit more expensive to purchase because it has its own backer sheet. It has its own transfer sheet built into it, unlike vinyl where you have to weed it and then apply your transfer and then transfer it to your material.
Also, if you are new, HTV stands for heat transfer vinyl, yep, which is the same thing as iron-on vinyl.
Yeah. Cricut just, I guess they trademarked the term iron-on, so HTV is what heat transfer vinyl is called, of course, and then Cricut brand is always iron-on. They are the same thing. Cricut's brand of HTV is just called something different. Mm-hmm. But whenever you use HTV, no matter what type it is, some printable HTV, I will say, does not need to be mirrored, but that's a video for another day.
It is. It is. It's hard to wrap your mind around.
Yes. So as a general idea, if you guys are beginners, just put in your mind that every time you use HTV, you're going to click this little toggle switch over here and mirror your image. You want this mirrored because that backer sheet is what will make you have to mirror it, because once you weed it, you don't have to apply anything down. You just peel it up and you got your backer sheet and you have to flip it over. So that's the problem.
Just a second.
Sure.
Carol says, does Design Space always move the cut file to the top left corner of the mat? Yes, it does, but you can move it once it's on the mat if you want to show her since you're right there.
So if I only have, like, I don't know, if I have a weird piece of vinyl and it's missing some up here, then I can take my little fella right here and I can turn him around. Or I can get crazy and start rotating them. If I wanted to do like 2 on this mat, I could like rotate one here and rotate the other one one day.
Like if you laid your vinyl down sideways or whatever.
Yeah, however you want to do it. And you can also click this and click move to another mat. Now we don't have any more mats, but if you had like 8 mats with like 5 different colors on them or something like that, then you could switch into another mat. Cricut just automatically does this. I don't know why, but I think it tries to help you save vinyl so it doesn't place it like right in the middle. But if you guys were trying to make like a vinyl stencil or something, you want a little bit of excess on the sides. But for this one, we're just going to keep it how Cricut had it for us and make sure that you have clicked that mirror button, and then we're going to continue. And it'll connect to the machine, and then we're going to select our material. So our blade was brand new a little while ago, so I think I'm gonna leave it on default pressure today, and I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So we're working with everyday iron-on today, so we're gonna click that. And what I mean by pressure is right here after you select your material, you will see this little guy who you could totally not see if you were careful. You could just go right through it. Yeah, absolutely. Is your pressure. So Cricut is super smart to let you guys have a more pressure setting and a less pressure setting. So this has to do with your blade. If you just changed your blade because it started dragging or not cutting as deep as it should, then you can select more pressure. And that will just kind of push that blade in a little more to give you more life out of that blade. But if your blade is brand spanking new, just fresh out the box, you just place it in there and it's cutting everything too deep, it's cutting straight through your backing sheets on your HTV and vinyl, then you can click less pressure, okay? But today, since I think that our blade is fairly used, I'm just going to leave it on default pressure. And now, Becca, I'm turning my thingy off. Okay. I'm done in Design Space. I'll show you guys what we have done with our mat here. I'll move all this stuff around and bring our mat in. So here's our mat. This is the standard grip Cricut mat. It's just the green one. And here is our roll of vinyl. We love 651 vinyl, and this is particularly Caesar Easy Weed. So I hope that you guys can see the difference here. Whenever you are loading HTV on your mat, you have to do it shiny side down. So here's the shiny side, shinier. I hope that you guys can see that. And this is the duller side. So this is not the greatest color to try and show you guys because the shiny and dull sides do look similar. But once you have it in your hand, you can totally feel that one side is super slick and plasticky and the other side is a little bit rougher. Not rougher, but just like not as slick as the other side. So we've loaded our vinyl onto here, our heat transfer vinyl, and now we're just going to load it into our machine and let it cut. This isn't a very complicated cut or anything like that. And Melissa, thank you for asking, but please ask any and all craft questions that you have. So shoot on any questions about SnapMat. We do enjoy SnapMat when we use our iPad.
And then Valerie said, I've tried to download from the website. I recently bought the year subscription. I use an iPad and nothing will download. Can you all do a demo for iPad? So we actually have a handy resource, product, whatever guide for iOS that will probably answer any questions that you have. But my question is, when you're downloading the files from our website, are you still, like, where are they going? Are they going to Dropbox? Are they going to your files on your iPad, or what? And that can, maybe we can help you.
Becca's on it. Yeah, this thing's really cool. And this is with all your other PDFs. So if you wanted to download the one with the amazing Cricut printable guide, it would be there as well. If you wanted to look at the font PDF guide or the cut file PDF guide, those are all there as well.
And guys, all of these resources are available for our members.
Yep.
That alone, in my opinion, when I started, if I had had those resources, I think I would have felt a whole lot less frazzled, because it literally answers all of the questions that you need.
And this is like a handbook,
and we're
so
another resource that answers.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
We just don't let you guys fail. We just don't like it. We want you guys to have project success no matter what you do. So it is our goal to make sure that you guys are confident in your crafting. And I see Sharon said, what do you mean about dragging? So all that I mean with that is, like, if you're cutting out, let's say, a cardstock heart, and the heart, when you pull it up, it, like, how do you explain that, Beck? Like, it didn't cut through all the way, so there's, like, excess paper that's, like, hanging on the side.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how you know that your blade has drug there and didn't go smoothly all the way through. And then also, sometimes it can be super blatant right there in your face. How you can see, if you have a super dull blade, it'll just shred what you're doing, and that's how you know that your blade is dragging.
Valerie says when she tries to download it, just comes up with a blank page. So I'm not really sure if you're talking about when you click on to download, or if it's a blank page after you download. So if you have specific questions or screenshots and can email those to our customer service at hi@makersgonnalearn.com, they can definitely answer your questions.
Absolutely.
There. And then I want to print out the guide. Just curious how often you guys update it.
That's a great question. So we have only updated the guide one time when Cricut made all those brand new adaptive tools. So we updated it kind of along with Cricut because it is a Cricut printable guide. So when something brand spanking new comes out with Cricut, like tools and things like that, we want to make sure that you guys have the most updated information. But in the 2.5 years we've had Makers Gonna Learn, we've only updated it once. So,
well, and here's the thing. Like, you print out the whole thing, and then if we make an update, just print out that specific page and replace the other one. So you don't have to print the whole thing out every time.
That way you don't waste any paper. You don't have like four 4 floating around your craft space with all different pages in them, you know, so you can update it as we update it. So that's a great point to make as well, Becca.
Pat said, do you sell the books already printed out? I've downloaded it but can't print it out. We do not sell them because we just wish we had all the time in the world to put all that together, but you can definitely send them to your local print company, print shop, whatever, and they'll print them out for you, and even laminate them and bind them.
Yeah, just depending on what you want. Some people have an at-home printer. Guys, don't feel obligated to print it in color. You can print it in black and white and just put it in a 3-ring binder, you know, bind it at your house. You can put it in, paper sleeve covers, paper
that's
protectors,
a good idea. Yeah.
slide it in that. Or like Becca said, take it to Staples, Office Max, even the UPS store does it. It was not cheap, but the UPS store can do that as well. Or if you have a family member that works in an office, slip it to them one day and say, hey, laminate this for me. So, Becca, if you will switch cameras for me, I'm just going to load this into the printer.
Okay.
Into the printer. We're talking about printers. I'm going to load this into the machine and get to cutting with this.
So, Melissa had the question about the snap mat, and you can read those questions there.
Sure. Okay. I purchased the engraver tool and some black metal business card material to engrave on. I used snap mat, it was going to align it, but when you chose engrave on Design Space, it automatically changes the text or image to black. So of course the alignment was off. Do you think Cricut could give us an option to change the black to a color in case we have a black image to engrave?
So what you would do is just go up to your text.
I think so.
Yeah. When you're up at the top of the, I wish we could. Can we go back?
Sure, you feel free to share the screen back if you want to show them.
Do it too. Whatever.
We can show them after it's done cutting, but just change the color like you would change the color. Once you just change it to engrave, it might change the color on you. You can change it back. I'm sure you probably could. And I know it gives you a little outline and stuff like that, so I know that could be a little bit tricky for you. But we do love snap mat for things like that. That is our go-to because sometimes it can really get wonky, you know.
Yeah, as soon as this finishes cutting, I'll show you.
Sure. Pat said, could you do it from your phone? I'm not sure what you mean by your phone, but Becca has way more knowledge than I do about Design Space on your phone.
Yeah, just came up with the bike. Oh, download. Yeah, you can. It's the same way. It's the same way that you do it on an iPad, though. So if you're not certain, because I'm not sure where it's having the error, if it's like on the website page or if it's after you've downloaded it, I'm not really sure how to troubleshoot that for you. Okay, so for instance, if we were going to do a text right here, then and you had a black image, you wanted to see it on top of it. Let me change this black image really quick. And now you can't see it. So you'll go up here where it says, next to where it says line type, and then select that color, and you can change the color so that you can actually see it. Well, it helps if you put it in front of the image. But there you go. So you can change font so that you can see it better when engraving. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking her question was. So yeah, I'd say that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to weed, friend?
I'm ready to weed if you are. Absolutely.
Let's do it.
And Kaylee says, can you engrave with Explorer 2? You cannot. So only the Cricut Maker has the adaptive tool system that allows you to be able to use those adaptive tools like engraving, like embossing, debossing, things like that. So that is a no. The Explorer 2 just doesn't have the capabilities. All you can do with the Explorer 2 is use your fine point blade and your deep cut blade, which you're still not limited with your materials and things like that, but it can't use the adaptive tool systems, unfortunately. So
Miss Hune said, I just joined, I think. Yay!
I think!
Congratulations.
I'm so glad.
Thank you for sticking it out. You will not regret it.
No, you will not. This is a great deal, $40 off for as many years of crafting as you want. That is a great deal. We never grandfather in. We haven't since we began Maker's Gonna Learn. So that's great that you all get that opportunity. And just 10 hours to go, guys. So definitely get that membership if you guys want to. So we have our Cricut True Control knife here, and I absolutely love this thing. And while Becca was so graciously showing you guys how to change your color in Design Space, I trimmed along my image here, so you cannot see it on the camera, of course, but I got my head in there and really saw it. So I just cut it, and now we get these questions all the time. Rachel, this is a sharp X-Acto knife. How are you not cutting your mat? So it's all about pressure, guys. Once you get one of these babies, you will be able to see how much pressure you're putting on there. You don't have to just like absolutely carve into the mat.
Because you will cut through that mat.
Because you can totally cut through this mat. And it breaks my heart because I do see some people that do cut the mat. And I am so sorry. I hate that for you. So just definitely give this puppy light pressure. I mean, it's very sharp anyways. But we love that. We cut on the mat literally every time we craft. So that's just what we do for that. And then I'm going to take our little weeder here. And I'm going to start in a corner. I'm a corner starter. Becca is an in the middle starter. She likes to strain her eyes and look in the middle of everything.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. It's just...
There's something wrong with me.
You think, you think that's it?
Although, that script font that I did earlier today, I did from the corner.
Did you?
I did.
See?
I'm learning.
No, it's totally personal preference.
No,
I mean everybody crafts differently.
Easier, not harder, for sure.
You think it was?
Oh, yeah, it was easier because
you can kind of see where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
But some people go in there and try and pick out the middle. For this particular image, we don't have a middle. So I always get my pokey tool in the corner. And then I throw my pokey tool to the side because I like to use my hands. So another thing that we do always is we weed on the mat. We love to weed on the mat. And I can tell this blade cuts straight through. Already I can tell.
The transfer sheet too?
I think so. At least on some places,
goodness.
which is totally okay. But yeah, I just like to go in a circle around the edge of my image first. I don't know why I'm like that. I think it's the OCDer in me. But I just like to go around. If you guys get overwhelmed, you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do about all this mess? You can take some scissors, guys, and cut it off where you are if you're overwhelmed. Just trim it right there. And then you can throw that away. Now you have this to work with, which is a lot easier to work with it. So we're just peeling away here. I just go in a circle for some crazy reason. And just peel a little slower when you have little tiny images like this. And we do have some middles here, if I can get in here and see them. So we have a little middle here. And then in the middle of our little piggy feet here. Peel that up. And I think we have a tiny one in our rooster feet. So I'm going to get my pen tool for him. So this is a pen tool, guys. We absolutely love it. It is linked in the description below if you guys would like one. But this is great for teeny tiny things like this. I'm gonna get in here and get in these little, there we go, in the little rooster feet. So now that we have weeded this is beautiful. Now I'm gonna show you guys how we stained our wood circle because that is really important. So I'm just gonna leave him on the mat, chilling like a villain. He ain't doing nothing bad. Just gonna flip him over there. Now I'm gonna get my 2 pieces of cardstock here and lay them out. So this is just kind of like just to protect our work surface. Now I'm going to roll up my sleeve, take some jewelry off, get some gloves here because I glove up before I even open the stain or anything because I'm telling you, that is when my luck would hit me and I would just get stain all over me just opening the cap.
Also, our stain can is not exactly clean. It's been loved.
You're not, okay, I love that. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's true. It's true.
Melissa said that didn't help with the engraving, changing the color back to black. So Melissa, why can... like the shape that you're trying to cut out, can you not change that color to white or something so that you can see the engraving font on top of it? Like it doesn't have to be black just because. I think I'm a little confused.
I am a little confused as well. But you do you, Becca. You're really...
Let me just switch over here really quick. Side note. So see how I changed this color right here to white or whatever color. Obviously that's not gonna affect anything. It's just helping with placement. Is that what you're understanding?
Yeah.
Rachel?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Hopefully I'm being more, yeah.
No, but listen, Becca's giving it her all. I'm just saying. Becca needs an award for how hard she is trying to help you, dear. Melissa, I'm not sure if we saw all your follow-up questions. We do try to answer every single question here, so if we have skipped a couple, we do apologize. We do try to answer all of them here on the live show. But, so I always use the back of a Cricut tool to open my little cans of stain or whatever, which is, I'm sure, terrible. But I just use it, just the back of it. I'm not really hurting the front of it, you know, what I paid $8 for. So I just flip it off here and then lay this somewhere, usually on a paper towel, but I don't have one of those today.
Chelsea, we got the round from Amazon. We are going to post the link for it after the live.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so be sure to look for that. The pen tool is from 651 Vinyl. They're like under $6, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're under $6, and they come with a lifetime warranty. So if you lose it, mess it up, break it, whatever, they'll send you another one over and over again. There are several different colors. There's rose gold, silver, black, this mint green, which is really pretty. And these things are great. These things are so good for little things. Tanner likes to use just this, but I use my weeder tool for big things and this for small things. Right. So I use kind of like a mix of it for sure. So here's my kind of t-shirt rag thing, and I'm just gonna cut a little bit off of it. I'm really not. I don't need a ton here. I'm just gonna cut me a little square off here, just like that. Then use that for another day. Now I'm going to fold this guy up. And ideally, guys, if you're making this craft, go ahead and stain this guy first, of course, because we definitely want this to be able to dry. We already have one pre-stained, thank goodness for the magic of live streams. So we have this guy ready for us to iron on. But I'm just showing you guys the process. So we're going to go, and I've just put this into like a little ball in my fingertips here. Again, there's a lot of different ways you can stain. I'm just going to dip it in there just a little bit. You can see how much stain is on there, not a ton. And then I'm just going to start. And this guy takes stain like a champ. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So if you get a little on your work surface, not the end of the world. That's what Clorox wipes are for. Tanner always calls them Clorox wipes. And I'm like, Tanner, honey, no, that's not it. Clorox. And I'm just pushing it in. And guys, a little goes a long way. And you can always go through there. One of Becca's favorite tips is to wipe off your stain after you have stained it so that it'll dry a little bit quicker. And I do love that that little hack. That has helped a lot. So just go in here and stain it. And this stains quick. Like I said, this wood just gets that stain so easily. And guys, what was that, like 30 seconds? I mean, it's gorgeous. Like, look at that color. Look at that color. Look how it just goes into those wood grains and makes it look gorgeous. I absolutely love this stain, guys. And again, this was Jacobean, the stain that we always use here. And now I'm going to put my lid on with my gloves on still and get my baby little hammer. Just hammer that down for the next person, you know, because that is the nice thing to do.
Sure is.
It sure is. And now move this wherever you want to move it. I'm going to let it dry over here. And then after you let this guy dry, threw him in the floor, is when you can take off your gloves. So now you can take your gloves off and start getting to work. So
they're saying the pin tool is $11. I did look. It is $11.99. I must have bought mine when it was on sale.
On sale?
Back Black Friday-ish.
You definitely could have, Becca. And
I'm pretty sure
that's
I did.
great. Glad
but
you got a
they're
good deal.
saying there is a discount if you spend over $50. So
well, I'm just going to let you know it's really easy to spend $50 on 651 vinyl. It's so easy. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have that done, here's our magically dried one that is just perfect. Oh, look at that, Becca. Just look, okay?
Instant,
done. So now we're going to take a little peanut here and we're going to preheat him to his first setting. This is 300. This is ideal for wood. Sometimes I do 350 if I'm feeling frisky and dangerous. But we're just going to do the first heat setting, which is 300 today. And now we're going to revisit our mat here and peel this guy up. And yep, that is not going to work.
Because it cut all the way through.
It cut all the way through. So we're just going to go slow and steady here. Easy peasy. Just some cow legs left. Come on now. Okay. Yay. Got him down. And I'm just going to show you guys what I mean if you can see it. So in my little, like it kind of cut right through. Like I'm going in between here. Look, this is totally cut through. Mm-hmm. So our blade, believe it or not, is still just a hair new. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. And another fun thing to note whenever you're ironing on wood is to try and look how you want your grain to go, your wood grain. So if you want to be super random, just slap it down. If you want to be a little bit more put together, it looks like the grain is all going this way. So you could put it like, you know, super meticulously how you want it. So that's one thing to note as well when you iron on wood, especially if it's stained wood. So that looks fine to me. So now, if you are Becca takes... Becca, you...
so annoying.
What?
I hate it about myself.
Listen, if you're Becca...
I'm a type 1, guys. I'm a type 1. So I'm a perfectionist. And honestly, I wish I weren't. It is annoying.
Becca, it's why we love you here. It is a trait that we all adore, that we all need to be rubbed off on with, okay? So, if you're Becca, you get out your measuring tape and you measure from the edge of your thingy.
Well, I wouldn't measure from its nose.
Why not?
Because that is the end of it, but your eye is drawn more to like its neck area as like the bulk of the image.
Okay.
But I mean, that's just personal preference.
Okay. No, I see
you
what
do
you're saying.
you, Rachel.
Oh, wait, look. I forgot a little thingy in our little rooster tail. So I'm going to flip this over.
Miss Wanda said, I just got mine and have no clue what to do. So, Miss Wanda, are you talking about you just got a membership or an Easy Press or your maker or what? We would love to give you ideas on what to do.
So, top one, Becca. Does this look straight to you?
I mean, from here, it looks pretty good.
Oh, my gosh. That's high praise. Okay, I'm leaving it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not touching it. Okay. So, here's what you guys could do. You could get a Teflon sheet and add a Teflon sheet if you want to. The only reason why I would use a Teflon sheet with this wood is if you had just stained it maybe an hour or two ago. And maybe because this is exposed here because our fine point blade was a little bit new. So I'm going to grab one of those. BRB, 2 seconds. That was quick. Okay.
It was quick.
Yeah. Want to see me do it again? No, I'm joking. Okay. So here's our Teflon sheet. And this guy is...
So, Rachel, tell our newbies what the Teflon sheet is for.
Yeah, so I think this guy is on sale on Cricut.com.
Yeah,
what this guy does is he is good for, especially, well, of course, it's made for HTV projects, but it's kind of like just a barrier sheet here. So, what you want to do is you never want to iron on naked HTV. So what I mean by that is, especially if you do layered HTV projects or things like that and you have more than one layer, more than one color going on, and you peel one layer up and you add the second layer, you want to always make sure all of the HTV never touches this heat plate naked. So this is a great barrier sheet for things like that. And some materials like suede and things like that can be easily manipulated if a lot of heat gets on it at one time. So if I were to have like a suede pre-stuffed pillow and add the 9x9 Easy Press on there for 30 seconds and remove it, there would be a 9x9 circle around your pillow where you kind of burn the material. And a Teflon sheet does a great job at being that little barrier there. It doesn't really affect your project as far as how well it's done. It just kind of protects things. So we like to use this for things like this where our little wood is exposed right here. I'm just going to lay this down just to protect everything. I don't want to take any chances. You guys can use whatever type of Easy Press you want. We're going to be using this baby. We like the smaller the better on wood projects because when ironing on wood, sometimes it's very easy to get a little bit of bow. Just a little bow. Maybe you're hitting one of those little notches that are always in trees for some reason and it's not perfectly flat right there like it would be on a t-shirt or something like that. So you have to be careful with that, and the more concentrated, the more small that your heat plate is, the more concise and the better you're going to be able to get in all these grooves, all these little nooks and crannies. So he's preheated. We have our Teflon sheet on here. We have our little mat underneath. So we're just going to start on our little rooster.
Pat wants to know if you can use HTV on leather.
Yeah, you can. Oh, you can absolutely use HTV on leather.
Is this sheet reusable? Yes,
of course,
is.
Yes.
And like we have tried to kind of put ours to the ringer, and it has some stain on it.
Yeah, it's got stain on it, and that could come off with, like Tanner calls the Clorox wipe. That'll come off with,
I've never heard him say that.
It's so funny, Becca. And also, one of my other pet peeves that poor Tanner says, that he's got me saying, is, quote, a piece of paper towel. So here's my thing. You buy paper towel rolls at the store.
Yeah, and they come in sheets.
And they come in sheets. So you tear it off, and that right there is a paper towel.
Piece.
If you cut the paper towel in half, it'd be a piece of a paper towel. But he'll rip a square off of the roll and say a piece of paper towel. And for some reason, and I'm not even like a grammar geek or anything, but for some reason it just kills me. God love his heart. But anyways, to go along with Miss Pat, not only can you iron on leather, it's super fun to iron on leather. I've made a lot of leather earrings that I've added some HTV on that turned out really good. And also, one thing I love about this baby Easy Press is that this guy right here was double ceramic coated. because he's made to slide around. You guys might be thinking like, Rachel, what are you doing there? So he's not made to stay here in one spot and to be, lifted and replaced. He's meant to kind of move around to be mobile. So that's what we're doing. So now, once you think you've heated him enough, we're just going to remove our Teflon sheet here and we're going to look at him. We're going to examine him. We're going to see what's happening. So I'm looking, and this doesn't look like it's heated down too well. So that means we're going to add the Teflon sheet back, and we're going to get more concentrated in here. I'm going to start holding it down a little bit. I'm going to start moving it around. But yes, Miss Chelsea, this sheet is reusable. We love this Teflon sheet. You can find them on Amazon as well. And also, poor Becca tried to look this up on Cricut, and so did I one time. And because we typed in Teflon sheet, because that's what it is, and it's not...
No, it's
not
actually
a Teflon
under
sheet.
iron-on protective sheet.
Yeah, like protectant, iron-on protectant or something like that. It's so weird.
They're $6.99 on Cricut's website. So.
Right now, yeah, on sale.
No, that's full price. They were on sale for $3 something.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not a bad price.
Did anyone else score some awesome stuff on Cricut's website?
I hope.
I got a ton of printable vinyl. What else did I get? Oh, I got a engraving tool for half off.
Did you?
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah. If it'll ever ship.
Oh yeah, they're being slow about it for poor Becca. So now that I've heated this for a while now, I'm gonna again remove that and look at what I've got here. Okay, I'm seeing way more bubbles now. So guys, I'm looking for bubbles around here, and now that I'm seeing where there's not bubbles, I'm taking this by itself. Look at the gunk on there that I just got from our Teflon sheet that's dirty.
Yeah, that's gross.
Go me. I'm gonna get in here and give it some concentrated heat here. I'm going to go little animal by animal. If you see that dirt on there, don't be freaked out. It's.
Here's the thing. Yes, it's nice to have the Teflon sheet, but because you're moving... Rachel, look at it coming
I know, it's disgusting. Listen, I'm cleaning it as I'm going.
Because you're moving it around and really able to look at it, you know that you're not going to burn it. So don't be scared to do this without a Teflon sheet, especially if you're using the mini Easy Press.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to be careful here around this part that I know is naked. There could be some exposed HTV there. And I'm going to show you guys this in a minute, all these bubbles. And don't look at that because that's disgusting. But I'm going to show you these bubbles, okay? So now that I've got some of this heated, I hope you can see these. So look at my little lamb here. If you can see those bubbles on my lamb. Then look at my cow. No bubbles on my cow. That means I need to go in here and hit my cow more. So I just kind of go in a little swooshy motion, but you do have to be careful because I preach this all the time. When you are using HTV on wood, normally HTV, of course, should be on cotton, a cotton canvas fabric, something like that, because the way HTV is made, it clings to a fabric, okay? So
clings to the fibers in it. Yeah,
it clings to the fibers in the fabric. So when you're using an Easy Press and heating this HTV on wood, it doesn't have any fibers to cling to. So what you're relying on is just the adhesive to stick to the wood once it's cooled. So that's why you have to be careful. You can easily mess this up. If you just go nuts with this Easy Press here, you can mess up a little foot because it's kind of slipping and sliding because it's still hot right now. Once it cools is when it adheres well. So that is the biggest tip that I have for you guys. So just take that into consideration when doing this. So let's see here. What kind of sheet is this? This is a Teflon sheet, guys. We just went over this. You can get this from Cricut. It is not necessary in all HTV projects, but it is good in some circumstances. And here, if we don't have this sheet, what else can we use for a protectant? So Jordan, butcher paper is a good protectant. So is parchment paper, anything like that is a good protector. But really, one is not necessarily needed if you're just doing simple HTV projects. So definitely don't get scared about that. Can you overheat and make it not stick? I had a large sign at home and some letters did great, and some I had to keep hitting and still had trouble. What?
Never mind. I thought it was moving, but I was on my computer.
Oh, sorry. Listen, Miss Kimberly, I'm just going to be real with you. I've tried to burn it. I've tried to overheat it. I haven't found that overheating it makes it not stick, per se. But, I mean, I'm sure there might have been something going on. Like, we all know that maybe sometimes this can go bad. Sometimes elements can make this if you don't use it for years and years, or if it's in a cold garage or something like that. Some of these materials can get a little wonky. So we know that. So it might not have been anything you did. So what is the benefit of HTV versus vinyl on wood? Margaret, amazing question. So I did hit a little bit on this earlier. Wood is one of those materials that vinyl doesn't stick to amazing, and everyone's scared to use HTV on because it can get a little tricky. So we wanted to give you guys the know-how on how to iron on wood and do it in a professional way to get the most success. So if you have a specific type of wood, sometimes it'll take vinyl fine, but maybe it doesn't stick very well. So that can definitely be a problem. So if you're putting signs outside, if you're putting this outside, I would definitely recommend to do HTV and not vinyl, because vinyl does not do well with the elements, and this definitely does. So guys, I'm letting this cool almost all the way before I remove it. It does help with that a lot. Can you do this on outside signs? Yes, I would definitely recommend doing this on outdoor signs, unless it is a slick metal surface, metal, glass, ceramic, something like that. Put vinyl on there, it will stick like a dream. Absolutely. Is the wood used in this treated or sealed? Justin, I don't think it is treated or sealed. I know it's sanded.
It's unfinished.
Yeah, it's unfinished. So we stained it during the live stream, and we're just ironing on it right now. So I'm going to come in a little bit closer for us, because we definitely could have some trouble here. So I'm just going to start from the top here, from our rooster, and I'm going to start peeling up a little bit. And look, our little rooster head already isn't sticking. We're going to go in there with our iron. Just give him a little bit of concentrated heat here. I'm getting this tip in there too. I know where it's not sticking. I'm kind of curving my easy press up a little bit to just kind of get in there where I think he's not sticking. And I'll give him a little second to dry. Just a little bit.
Laura, do you sell it on the Amazon store? And is there a link? We can, there should be a link on Amazon that we can drop, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
there should be.
We'll drop that. I'm going to make a list of the links we need to drop.
And I've got this guy. He looks good. I'm still peeling very slowly. You want to go slow. If you find a trouble spot, just like our little, I forget what that's called. I think it's called a crown on a rooster. I don't know. I'm just peeling slowly, making sure everything's stuck down. If something's not stuck down, I'll stop, add my transfer paper back, and give it a little bit of concentrated heat there. But this is coming off really well. Okay. Cowtail looks good. Udders. We've cleared the udders. We're doing great. Okay. Ooh, okay. Good, guys. Looky here. Look what we have accomplished. So this looks great. Look how good. Okay, so we can remove that guy. And now here's what we have so far. So we're done with this. It's stuck down beautifully. I have no little problem areas here. So I'm going to turn our easy press off. And now is when we're going to be able to add our really cute garland here. So I'm just going to hold this garland up and show you guys what it is again. So this is the garland. This is where we got it. We got it at Hobby Lobby. I'll turn it around. Oh, there's no barcode. How'd they scan this?
No, remember, they type it in at Hobby Lobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to be like, what happened? Okay.
That's over in the floral section though, right? Like
yeah, so there's
wedding.
some in the party section, and there's some in the wedding section. I recommend going to the wedding section first, because the his and hers wedding, place has a collection, I don't know, has a lot of more sales than the party stuff. So they're the same thing, packaged differently, and in the his and hers. So go try and find it there. You can get it half off mostly. So, oh, this is attached two ways.
Yes, have you seen this collection? This is from the Farmhouse collection that we released like in October or something.
Yes, this was released in October. Yes, yeah. It was one of those releases, guys, that we released, showcased in a live video, a ton of projects, and then had to say bye to until the new year.
Christmas happened.
Because Christmas happened, and Christmas is crazy.
And it took over our whole life and studio.
It did.
And
guys,
newsfeed.
It was nuts. Now that Christmas is over, we're searching for all the projects like this that we made earlier. So,
and trying to remember how we did it all.
Yeah, trying to
remember the sizes and
how we made them, where they all are, where the materials are to make them. So this is what we're going for, guys. This is what it'll look like finished. So we might use a whole pack, because there is 2 in this pack. Each of these are 3 feet long. There's 6 feet in a pack. So we're going to just kind of go along with our hot glue gun here. So definitely let your hot glue gun preheat. I'm going to be using this Old Faithful blue in here that doesn't even have a stain anymore. This one has been around the block for sure. So I like to start when I'm gluing, when I have a little starting point. I like to start on the bottom. I don't really like to start on the side or anything. I'm a little OCD. So I'm going to start on the bottom here. So I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue here and just add a little bitty glob there on the bottom. Twist your hot glue gun. It helps to remove those strings. And I'm just going to kind of take this as is. Don't manipulate the way it is too much, because it's going to help us. And I'm just going to bend it a little bit and add it down here and hold it. Just going to hold it. There's going to be a lot of holding now. And blowing, a lot of blowing and holding. And I'm not going to be so crazy as to put hot glue like all around. I'm just going to do little beads around, and then we're just going to keep wrapping. There's really no need to go all the way around it because you really run the risk of you being able to see your hot glue around this. So just doing a couple beads here and there kind of lowers that risk, makes it look a little more professional and things like that.
That's a good tip. I didn't think about that.
Oh, thank you, Becca. Yeah. Appreciate it. So I'm going to add another one kind of up here next to our little cow nose. And I'm just going to kind of unroll this. It is wired, of course, so it has a little bit of give to it. So I'm just going to kind of unravel it and lay it down in that hot glue. And, of course, you can see the hot glue up around here. But as we build our vines up, you won't be able to see that nearly as much. So we're just going to fan this a little bit. And, guys, continue asking your questions. It has already been over an hour because you guys have asked such great questions. So keep them coming, bring them on. We're almost done with our craft here. I thought that this would take 20 minutes because it is relatively simple of a craft, but you guys have asked bomb questions that have just kept it going for sure.
Miss Hune said, I did contact you all. I got the $19.99 deal. I hope that's good. So Miss Hune, what you did is get the monthly membership, which is a good membership, but it does not include, you won't have access to the commercial license, you won't have access to the fonts, and you won't have access to those 3 courses, the free courses. So if that's something that you wanted to upgrade to do, it is the breakdown for our yearly membership is like $12.40. What is it? $12.49.
$12.65.
$12 something. It's under like $13
a month.
So that's definitely the better deal if you can afford to purchase the whole year at one time. The one-time yearly fee, excuse me, right now with our discount.
Because today's the last day of the sale, guys.
Day, yeah.
You have like 9 hours and some change to do this sale for $40 off. And it's just the yearly membership like Becca's talking about.
Right. So it's normally $191.88. And with the $40 off, obviously, it's $151.88. So that is definitely the better of all of the deals, especially because you get so much more with it.
And guys, let me just tell you, if you can get it, because this deal, and your grandfathered in for it, so that $151.88 usually would not roll over. You would just kind of get it for 1 year and that's it. Well, we're going to give it to you guys for all the years that you choose to renew your membership, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, and gosh, the fonts, good grief, they're worth it if nothing else. I mean, even if you weren't going to use like the commercial license or you weren't interested in the courses, which definitely they're great resources, but the fonts are amazing, and we release more fonts every single month. I thought last month's release for fonts was amazing, but guys, this next one kind of just blew me away. Like, if you like script fonts, kind of handwritten fonts, you're going to love this release.
It's like they keep getting better.
Good ones.
It's like they keep getting
better. And there's one titled Becca.
There is. Becca got a font. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a good one.
You know it's got to be a good one because it's named Becca.
It's true.
So
anyway, so if you're interested in upgrading from the monthly to the yearly, again, contact our customer service reps.
Yes, and there is a link too on that page that says Becky, you actually have one down there a little bit that says already existing member.
Yeah.
So that is their existing member link. It'll take you straight to that little shortcut that we showed you guys, and you can totally do that too. But guys, today's the last day, so you have to get in on the sale, okay? This is going away until Black Friday. It's going to be so sad. You guys want access to those fonts. The fonts are my favorite thing in the world. I love working with fonts. You get to personalize, customize everything. And with that free commercial license, guys, I'm just being real with you. If you pair those fonts with the projects that you make and you sell them, anything with the word customize or personalize, you can make a lot of money on, okay? You can make a killing on. So that is a great deal that you guys need to take advantage of. So another thing I want to say is I'm not really going to wrap this around so many times just because of the sake of time. So I added a little bit of hot glue right where we stopped, and I'm going to take this here and I'm going to cut it at an angle to where it doesn't look like a sharp stop, okay? I'm just going to take this and cut it at an angle. And there you have this. Now, again, this guy right here comes in a pack of 2. So you will get 2 little strands. This is only 1 strand. You'll get 2 strands, 3 foot a strand. This one right here, our other one, has 2 strands. And you can see this guy has 1. I think they're both cute. They're both clean. I did leave a little extra room for our cow to wrap these around. If you want to do a different color, they have white, they have gold, they have this pretty green color that we love. So do it as many times as you want. This is kind of a personal preference type deal. And you can see around, I kind of made like some space in between these 2 and a space in here.
I like the look that gives.
Yeah, this just kind of makes it, because guys, we're going for farmhouse here. We're going for rustic, not perfect farmhousey vibes. So this definitely fits the bill for that. So
Laura said, is the $40 off coming back next year? Fingers crossed I get a good return I can pay for a year. So Laura, we're actually not sure. We generally do some sort of promo, discount something at Black Friday again. So I'd say we'll do one again. But like we don't have anything on the schedule.
Right, not yet. You know.
Yeah. To do that. That's not saying we won't.
Right.
We just don't have the plans for that as of right now.
Not just yet, but I'm sure we'll have something great coming for sure. And
I missed what you said about the iron on vinyl and the other that's a non-iron on vinyl or whatever it's called. I'm not sure what you're asking. What were we talking about? I'm so sorry.
Who said that?
Miss Pat. And then she said your web releases the fonts or does Cricut. So we are not affiliated with Cricut.
Nope, we're different.
Yeah, Maker's Gonna Learn actually releases them. We release them every month. And while we're not affiliated with Cricut, obviously we work seamlessly in with Design Space.
Right, because that's what Maker's Gonna Learn was designed to do. We are Cricketers here in the studio. That's what we use. So we use Cricut Design Space. But if you are a Silhouette user strictly, then you guys can use our cut files and fonts in Silhouette Studio. Same with Brother Scan & Cut. Same with the other Cricut, machines. It just depends on what you want. We are completely different from Cricut Access. We're completely different from a lot of other membership sites because we want you guys to level up your crafting. We want to give you guys the inspiration and everything. The inspiration and everything to be able to be a better crafter. So definitely check us out if you haven't already. If you are not already a member or you might be a yearly member, you want to go ahead and upgrade. That is the best thing to do. You need to upgrade. It is the best time with $40 off happening. And this is the last day. So definitely upgrade or get your membership today. Because that's what we're about. Throughout the year, we give a lot of awesome things going on. Like every month, we release new cut files and fonts. We release cut files, I think, twice a month, 2 different collections. One is an awesome curated collection that we do trend spotting for. We make sure it's exactly what people are wanting this time of year. And then we give an awesome Maker's Choice collection, which is you guys, you're the makers. You guys, there's a bunch of threads on the Facebook group, and you guys chime in there and say what you guys want. You want military files, you want occupational files, nurse files. If you want some more, hiking files, that's where you guys go to put in your requests, and we love to give you guys exactly what you want. So we give you so many cut files a month, so many fonts a month, and those yearly members, of course, they do not get locked out of anything. Our yearly members get every resource we have to give and then some, which is amazing. But one thing I don't preach enough is the Facebook group. You guys make it amazing over there. There's almost 5,000, I think there's like 4,700 like-minded crafters over there, and it's the best community. That is where you guys take all of your crafty questions, everything that you have. If you want constructive criticism, if you just want to share your amazing projects, and then honestly, if there's something in your life you want prayers for, a lot of them over there would love to pray for you and your family. Send good vibes, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's an awesome.
It's like a community. It is. It's like a family. We're all a family over there. Something happens to one of you, something happens to us all. We're all heartbroken about it, and we're all, rejoicing over your victories, and your crafting, levels up. It's a crafting family over there. We love it. We do.
Lisa said, my annual membership is good until November. If I do the deal today, do I pay today, or will it wait and charge me the lower price in November? So it does charge today.
It will charge you today, but when your membership renews, it will not charge you. You will start that $151.88 right over again. So you will be charged today, but when your membership expires, you will not be charged until a whole nother year from November, if that makes sense.
Right.
So it's kind of like you overlap your memberships today, which is a great deal, guys. It's amazing.
Pat said, someone asked about putting self-stick vinyl on an object for outdoors. I can't remember what you called it. Okay,
you mean just adhesive vinyl, regular adhesive vinyl?
Regular vinyl versus HTV. I mean, you can use either one. If it's going to be outside, like in the rain and the elements and stuff, I would suggest HTV just because I feel like it adheres better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can definitely use just regular self-adhesive.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Are you going to show us how to cut some earrings? We actually did put that on the schedule, I think, if it doesn't get booted.
I don't know. I don't think it'll be
I don't think it will because we haven't done that in a while.
We're using some really cute monograms and using some Cricut faux leather to make some earrings, which means you guys can use it in your Explorer Airs and your makers, which is really fun. So that is coming soon. Becca is doing that this month, actually. So that's going to be incredible. We love that.
Pat, where do you find the Facebook page? If you are a yearly member, not even yearly, if you're a member, then you can search for us. It's Makers Gonna Learn. It is a private group, not a page. So you'll just request to join that. You have to be approved to do that so that we can confirm that you are a member.
Right.
It's pretty quick. Our customer service team is on that, and so they're approving constantly. And also know where you'll be posting the links for Amazon.
In the description. So just check back on this video tomorrow morning and the link should be popped down there. It takes a while. The reason why we can't do it right after the live is because after the live stream is over, YouTube takes their video off of YouTube for a while, processes it, and then posts it back as like a pre-recorded video. So that's why we can't do it right after the live. We'll do it tomorrow morning. And also, Pat, if you are a member as well, you can go to the membership page, like online, makersgonnalearn.com, and you'll see up at the top a community tab. If you tap community, it'll send us straight to your it'll send you straight to our Facebook page. So either way is totally fine. You can do it either way, whichever way you find is more helpful for you. But guys, we made an amazing project today, and now we have 2 of them, which means I can steal one. Yay me. So after Becca takes photos, I'm probably going to steal one, or before, who knows.
We do have really 2. Cute. We only need 1.
Becca basically gave me permission to steal it. So I'm probably going to steal it. But guys, I hope that you have learned a lot. I hope that you all have enjoyed today's live stream. I hope that you all are more confident to iron on wood, because that was the goal for today. And guys, you have a treat coming tomorrow because Becca is going live with you guys. She's making something really cute. So I can't wait for you guys to see it tomorrow. She's going to be diving into something that you all have been asking for.
Sure have.
So Becca just wants to please everybody. So I'm pumped for it. So I hope that you all enjoy that.
Spoiler alert. It may have to do with a grid. Just saying, you'll have to tune in
at 1:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow to see if it's about a grid. It might be, probably not. Who knows?
Marie, yes, you can use faux leather with the Cricut Air.
And Chelsea, how would you hang this? My preferred way, because I am a renter, is command strips, command hooks. Those are great things. Or you can go to the hardware store, to Walmart. I think even Dollar Tree has some simple ones. It's little wall hanging kits. The only problem is this guy's so thin that you probably won't be able to drill anything in them to add a hook. So I would say that command strips would be the best thing for this thin of wood. So thank you, Lisa. Thank you all for joining. I hope that you have had a wonderful live. We will be back tomorrow for more crafty fun with Becca. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.